Doing amazing. And I'm excited to talk to Bryce because he's doing something cool that sounds amazing that I've never even thought of.
Yes. So we got Bryce Sparks of Mud Madness on Discovery. Got to be unbelievable. The producers are doing this and to be a part of this, Bryce, isn't it?
Dude, it's crazy. Yeah, thanks for having me, first of all. And yes, this is a very fun experience.
Absolutely. All right, Greg, go to your first question.
Yeah. So, hey, Bryce, what exactly is Big Tire UTV mud racing?
All right, well, I don't know if you guys are familiar with UTVs or side by sides whatsoever. Basically, big, jacked up, high horsepower golf carts, if you will. We buy these things, strip them down, and make them as big and fast and also safe as possible when we race them in the mud against each other.
Awesome.
Wow. And so have you ever, because I'm 6'10", Bryce, have you ever seen someone my size racing like this?
I got to be honest with you, I don't think I've seen somebody your size like at all, unless I went to a Lakers game one time. No, so to answer your question, no, I haven't. But if you ever want to come out, man, I'll make room for you.
Okay. Where are you located, by the way, Bryce?
Well, I tell everybody middle of nowhere, Missouri. It's Bowling Green, Missouri.
Okay. Okay. All
Wow.
right.
So, how did you get into
Yeah,
this? Were you a
northeast
motocross
area.
guy or when you were younger? How'd you get into this, into doing this?
Yeah, dude. So I was, man. I was always just a rowdy, little punk kid. Tearing everything up, getting dirty, bringing all my dirty toys in the house and stuff. And then as I kind of got a little older, yeah, I started riding ATVs and yeah, I was just riding the crap out of it. I was almost broke it in half multiple times. So we just kept getting faster ones and started racing ATV motocross. And yeah, when the side by sides came out, got into that, and just kind of the rest is history.
What kind of horsepower are we talking in one of these little guys?
Well, it kind of depends. There's different classes and different courses and stuff like that. I describe it kind of like basketball. Like everybody knows the game's kind of the same, but different rules make it take it. No blood, no foul. Where I'm from, stuff like that. So with this, like your outlaw class, I mean, there is no limit. You can get anything you want. I know people put full LSs in them, getting thousands of horsepower, and then more of the stuff that I race is about 600-700 horse.
Yeah.
How the history of this sport, how did it evolve?
Pretty much started with a normal, like kind of a grandpa ride around the farm, kind of side by side. And people were just riding them around and mudding them and getting them stuck. And they're like, oh, this broke. Let's make that stronger. Well, let's make this taller and bigger. And it just kept going and going. And now it's at the point where they're, out the outlaw classes, some of those guys are running like 80-inch tires. So we're talking basically miniature monster trucks.
Oh, cool. You mentioned LS as an engine. Do you yourself get into like muscle cars and older stuff like that you're into doing some reconditioning or anything on a personal side?
Not anything really, man. I've got a bucket list of cars that I've wanted to own, and one of them being a Suicide Lincoln Continental. And I did have one for a long time. Ended up selling it not long ago, but that's about the extent of like my kind of like old school cars that I've had.
So what should we expect highlighting this sport, the reality show? What kind of, is it going to talk about the backstory of people's lives as well that race?
Yeah, there's a few of us in the cast. There's 5 or 6 of us in the cast, I think, and yeah, you're gonna get to follow us along and see what it takes to do this. First of all, you're gonna get to watch the races, and I think everybody's gonna love that. But then just seeing the characters and the personalities behind these people is what I'm most looking forward to, because that's why I do this stuff, man. It's almost like a weird family, kind of redneck reunion at all these different off-road parks and events that I go to. So that's you're going to see some very interesting characters, some good competition, and obviously lots of mud flying.
Wow. And are you pretty like stoked that you're going to be getting a lot of notoriety for this sport through the show?
Well, I am actually a content creator for a living, so I do have a little bit of following, and I do get a little bit of recognition already. But what I'm most looking forward to, man, is getting my friends involved with this stuff, and because it's kind of one of those things that not a lot of people just see all the blood, sweat, and beers that go into this stuff, and I'm excited to get them to where they get seen and get recognized and get people to involved, and so it kind of makes sense, because it just doesn't make sense to people when they see the muddy rigs on the trailer and all the money we spend. It doesn't make sense to anybody, because some of the stuff, man, I got to drive. I mean, after this interview, I'm driving 13 hours one way to Texas to race, and Without doing that yourself, you're not going to get to experience it. So now you do.
So it's interesting, Bryce, you say you're a content creator, very successful content creator, by the way, with your following that you built that probably is helping the sport as well and why you were chosen. Do you think you're going to get a different audience with this television show? That's when the kind of thinking, people that still have cable or even have the Discovery app and they're checking this out, or there's going to be a different audience. Are you ready for that audience to jump on your social media and see the differences and see they might be liking you for other reasons than just racing?
Yeah, that's something I'm definitely looking forward to. Yeah, it's definitely going to hit a whole new market. That's for sure, because I'm in the the apps and the tech and the social media side of things. I haven't done anything like TV related whatsoever, so I'm definitely excited to bring the racing stuff, the content, my personality, my family, all that stuff to everybody.
Wow, cool. If you wanted to tell somebody, a couple of things if they wanted to get into this sport or even just get starting if they're young, in their teens or something, it's a motocross or something, and they, their mom's like against it, but they really want to do it. Do you have any advice for them?
Man, it's very dangerous. I'm very fortunate. I've been in a lot of situations where I wouldn't even be here today if they went, just a little bit more south. So it's definitely very dangerous. You got to be safe. You got to have fun with it, and just kind of be honest with you, just have fun with it, because life's too short, man. If that's something you want to do, go freaking do it.
Right. And who are the most talented in this sport? What do they need? What does it take to be unbelievable in this sport?
Man, that's a tough one. You really gotta know your machine. You gotta be very confident in yourself and what you've built and what you bring to the table, because that's one of the things that happens. A lot of people kind of get out there, get scared, get nervous, and their confidence just goes out the window. And I know that person can drive better than that or whatever, and that's really what it comes down to is just being confident in yourself. And who's the best, man? I mean, it just kind of depends. There's a lot of luck involved with this too, to be honest with you. Anybody can win at any different time, especially with the cast that they've got picked for this show.
So very interesting. You said you're from Missouri. My documentary comes out in September where I'm starting to film and I'm going to be running wrestling shows. I'm a former professional wrestler coming back to the ring at 51 years old. And so you're going to find out if we're out in Missouri, I'm going to be trying to run. I'm one of the towns I want to run because I'm recreating my career is Poplar Bluff, Missouri. I don't know how far you are from Poplar Bluff.
Yes.
Yes. So
there is a mud event there, man.
Really? In Poplar Bluff.
Yes,
okay.
Dude.
So go figure, wrestling in mud. We're not talking that other kind of mud wrestling. It fits perfectly. So, very interesting. So we'll definitely have to hook up when I'm heading out to Mizzou in September, October, for sure.
You're talking,
pro wrestling. I'm a minor league pro wrestler. I wrestled WWE once, did overseas, and I'm recreating my entire career in the 90s, making a comeback at 51. All right. So Greg has this.
Yeah. Real quick, because it's cool. You want to know this. My dad went to high school with Kane and Glenn.
Really? Kane helped me win a match in Memphis when he was Isaac Yankem. He went a lot further. I'm 6'10", but he was huge, man. Glenn's a little shorter than me. But Glenn was Isaac Yankem when he worked, and I was working the USWA tournament with Jerry Lawler. And that's the one show I was on with him. And he helped me beat Spellbinder to get to the finals to lose to Lawler. And then they had to somehow else got to wrestle Lawler after that match. Go figure. But I'm recreating all that. I guess I got to bring Kane into this mix too. So we'll figure out the whole thing. Martin Cove says he wants to be part of it. We'll find all out. But all right, great. Your final question for our guest.
If Martin Cove gets into that, is he going to bring his cowboy stuff and his 6-shooter and all that?
Yeah, totally. Or he's going to be John Kreese, and he's going to give me one knockout punch, just like Harley Race did.
There you go.
The late Harley Race that can't come back to this. But go ahead with your question.
Are you going to do the?
I would like to try that move. I'll do that move thanks to DDP Yoga. I've been doing that for the last 3 weeks. It's unbelievable. Go ahead.
Awesome. Hey, Bryce. So last question for you. I ask everybody this question. It just helps me learn more about life and keep me on the straight and narrow and learn from others.
Sure.
Tell me, what do you feel is the most important thing in life you've ever learned?
To not change. Not, it doesn't matter what anybody says, thinks, whatever. I know that whenever I'm making a video, or I know that when I'm doing a race or whatever I'm doing in life, I have absolutely no ill intentions ever with anything. I'm doing it true to me, true to my family and my brand. If you see me doing something, saying something, whatever, it's because I actually mean it. I'm not a quote unquote sellout or any of that type of stuff. If somebody helps me with something, that's just them helping me. That's it. It's a sponsorship or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not taking money to say this or say that. I'm true to myself. I'm not changing. And if you do that, it will get you much further than just trying to go with the flow and kind of fall in line.
All right.
Awesome.
Tune into Discovery, available right now. You can check out again the show. I'm so excited. We're gonna all be checking it out. I'm looking forward to it. And you promised me I'm gonna learn how to race when I come out to Missouri in September or October. Mud Madness. Take care, Bryce. Appreciate it.
See you, Bryce.
All right, brother.
Thank
See you
you.
guys.
All right, that was a
Yep.
special simulcast of the Neil Haley Show and celebrity interviews live from the